there, this is Miss Fanta at Andrew Johnson Elementary again. Today we're going to be talking about critical vocabulary for the text that we're going to be reading. So our vocabulary words this week are going to be celestial, complaint, employed, and sacrifice. And it looks like we just have 4 for this week, but they're big words that some of us may not have heard before or understand the definition too. So for celestial, something that is celestial is heavenly. The reflection of the moon on the lake had a celestial appearance. So if I replace the word celestial with the word heavenly, it would read, the reflection of the moon on the lake had a heavenly appearance. So if I didn't already know what the word celestial meant, by replacing it with a word that I do know, it helps me better understand its meaning. The word complaint is an expression of dissatisfaction or pain. The nurse received a complaint because she arrived to work late and couldn't attend to her patients on time. So they received a complaint, or they were dissatisfied because she arrived to work late. The word employed, if you hired people to do a job, you employed them. Now I've just messed up my screen here. I don't know where it went. Hang on just a second. Let me pause you. Sorry about that. If you hired people to do a job, you employed them. The servers at my favorite restaurant have been employed there for many years. So they have worked there for many years. And the word sacrifice is last. A sacrifice is the act of giving up something valued to get something else. Volunteering at the animal shelter was a worthwhile sacrifice of her time. So the thing that's being sacrificed is spare time to volunteer at the animal shelter. So what I want you to do is thinking about these words. So let me make sure that I don't accidentally get them off the screen. Is think about the question, what types of celestial bodies can you see from Earth? So think about it being heavenly bodies. Think about what you could see from Earth in the sky. So for complaint, what is your biggest complaint when you eat in a restaurant? What do you not like about going to certain restaurants? For employed, where would you like to be employed when you grow up? And not only where would you like to be employed, but why would you want to work there? And for sacrifice, what is the biggest sacrifice you have ever had to make? And what did that feel like? So what did you have to give up for something else, and how did that make you feel? So next you all are going to be reading a magazine article called The Celestials Railroad, and it's about building the Transcontinental Railroad. Okay, good readers always monitor for their comprehension, and they check to see if there's something that they're confused about. So one way to monitor your comprehension is to ask yourself, do I understand what I just read? Like following along, do you know what you're reading as you're reading it? If the answer to that question is no, then you want to go and you want to decode the information again. You can look for context clues just like our chart here says. You can replace it with another word. And if all else fails, if you're totally confused, you can always get a dictionary or a glossary and look up what the word is that might be tripping you up, keeping you from better understanding the text. Okay? If you do understand it, then you keep doing what you're doing because you're doing a good job. So we're going to read a little bit together. You all are going to have out your My Book, and you need to turn to page 268. And on page 268, you're going to see the Prepare to Read section. And in that Prepare to Read section, it tells us that our genre is a magazine article, and it's going to give information about a topic, person, or an event. And magazine articles may present ideas in chronological order to help readers understand what happens and when. They also are oftentimes related to social studies topics, so you're going to have a lot of content area words that are going to be specific to that topic. And they include different text features such as captions and sidebars, and those are going to give you different information about what you're reading. I do want you all to kind of just flip around and look at the different pictures. Think about what this text might be telling us about, the different information based on just the captions and the pictures that is shown to us. And then we're going to read one little bitty blip about some informational topic. So before we read the Celestials Railroad, we do want to have a little bit of background information before we dig into that text. So we have this background information here called the Transcontinental Railroad. And it says from 1863 to 1869, thousands of workers laid more than 1,700 miles of railroad tracks between Omaha, Nebraska and Sacramento, California. They labored in extreme weather as they blasted through mountains and built bridges. Some Native Americans, angered by the construction on their homelands, attacked the workers. The completed project joined the Union Pacific and Central Pacific Railroads, creating the first transcontinental railroad system. And here gives us a beautiful picture of some scenery from then. Railroad builders had to tunnel through the rugged Sierra Nevada mountains range in California. So they couldn't go over the mountains, they had to go through the mountains. So I want you to think about what different things they may have needed to be able to do that and accomplish that, and see if we can't find some of those similar things in the reading for the Celestials Railroad.